Hello, everyone. I'm Justin,
And I'm Marcella.
and this is Sailor Manga, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Happy Monday, Marcella. How's it going?
Happy Monday and happy birthday.
Yes, we're recording that. This won't come out till like the 15th of March, but as we're recording this, it's my birthday. Woo!
Yay! Birthday boy.
Woo! 29 and feeling fine with some wine.
There you
I'm
go.
just full of rhymes.
Dropping bars, spitting bars.
As we do, How are you, Marcella? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a little bit tired, as I mentioned, but that's my own fault. So
Yeah, you and me both. I'm exhausted, but I'm excited to do this podcast today. This is a pretty interesting chapter we're discussing today.
it is, and I've only recently reread it. So
Same.
yeah.
I read it this morning, like literally an hour ago. All right, so before we get started on today's chapter, we got to settle our moon news. So, Marcella, do you have any moon news for us this week?
So not really. I finished. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've got one episode left of season 3 of the anime.
Oh, you're almost there, though.
I'm almost there, but I didn't really watch that many this week.
Yeah.
Past week, and then I feel like this is turning into the ongoing saga of my Usagi nap blanket.
Where the fuck is the nap blanket? Yes.
Well, I'll tell you where it isn't. It's not on my bed. And I'm not impressed.
I don't understand. Did you send your letter like you were talking about doing?
It probably would have helped if I did, but I have drafted it in my head. But true to form, I've
too British, too nice, too British.
It's very but no, I will send it. In my head, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and it's something along the lines of, I'm going to need to speak to your manager.
You're going full Karen in your email.
I am. No, I'm but yeah, I'm sure our listeners, if we have any, are gripped with this ongoing saga.
The nap blanket saga, yeah.
So I hope to have an update soon.
Good.
What about your moon news?
So I do have a bit of moon news this week. So my first news, I briefly told you about it. One I've told you about and one I haven't told you about.
Oh.
Scandalous. So the thing that I have told you about is I was perusing YouTube yesterday, minding my own business. And of course, a lot of Sailor Moon things pop up in my feed because, I search a lot of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Because, we're Sailor Moon trash here, to be expected. So imagine my surprise when some 2-hour and 24-minute video comes across my page that says Sailor Moon, the movie. And it's a fan-made live-action Sailor Moon movie with all of the original Deke dub names. We're talking Serena, Darien, Amy, Lita.
Wow.
And it is so terribly bad that it's so terribly good.
Okay.
After we record, I'm gonna send you the link because
please.
Me and Alan were having our mouths on the floor, jaws dropped at how ridiculous it is, but it's wonderful. I highly recommend it. For any of you viewers out there, I believe the channel name is just Sailor Moon the movie. But Marcella, I'll send you the link after we record.
Send me the link.
Look it up. We haven't finished it yet, but it's a deliciously, awfully. You need to watch it. It's crazy. My other moon news is an actual official Sailor Moon thing. I watched the first episode of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, the live action Japanese show.
Right.
And at first, when I first started watching it, I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is going to be good, but I'm really surprised at how well I liked it.
Okay.
It's really interesting. Of course, it's, just subtitled. It's all in Japanese, but, it's really good. Like, it's nonsensical 90s, very Japan.
Yeah.
But, Luna is a plush toy who comes to life. just to give
Love
you a
it.
little just to give you a little insight on how it is. But it's really interesting, and I think I'm gonna continue watching it. I really, really enjoyed it. So I think that's all of my moon news. I mean, other than I put Usagi and Ray in my Sims 4 Big Brother Let's Play that I just started today.
Yeah, we have to talk about Big Brother briefly.
Yeah, just a quick little Big Brother Sims 4 Big Brother segue because we have some characters in the house from all of the gaming streams that I've done. We've got Fang Min, the fashion queen, of course,
Yeah.
Kate Denson, Pyramid Daddy upon request, who is also
Shout
Pyramid
out.
Head, one of the killers. Shout out to Anton.
Shout out to Anton.
Who else? Jake Park, the
Boo.
sinner himself. We have Usagi and Ray, and then we have Knives Everlore, who is from my GTA streams, the online character I created. And then last but not least, we have Fearless Swift, because Fearless is having a comeback. The
Yeah.
re-records are in April, so I thought it was fitting to have Fearless.
Oh, definitely. Very
But yeah,
on
so that's
meta.
on brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my moon news.
There was some drama though, wasn't there, in
There
the Big Brother
was some
house? It's
drama.
all very kind of, yeah, sort of Discord group related, but yes.
It's very inside joke, but if you want to go check out that video, it's up right now. Definitely as you're watching this, since we are pre-recording this, but you can go check it out. I made a playlist for the Sims 4 Big Brother series. By the time this comes out, we'll have at least 2 episodes up, so go check that out.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm really
I'm
excited.
team Anton as well. I'm on his side with the whole
of the whole debacle.
with the whole P Daddy. Yeah.
The love triangle that is Anton, Jake Park, and Pyramid. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just have to say that I'm team Anton. Get that out there.
Jake Midvision, Jake Midvision. Sorry, that was from the stream too. All right, but enough about all that jazz. Now it's time to turn to Sailor Moon, what we're all here for.
Yeah.
So today we are discussing Act 6, Tuxedo Common, Tuxedo Mask. Trivia, common just means mask. So this chapter is literally called Tuxedo Mask, Tuxedo Mask.
They're just driving that point home.
Yeah, there's just, hey, this chapter is about Tuxedo Mask. I don't know if you heard, but it's also about Tuxedo Mask.
We get
it. So we're there. All right, so let's dive into this chapter. We start with a beautiful color page, as usual. And Usagi is shocked because Luna has the moon wand from the last episode where we left off, and in her mouth. And Usagi's like, "Me, the leader?" And she detransforms, and she says, "It's my job to protect the mystical silver crystal and the moon princess." And then she has the moon wand in her hand.
Yeah.
And then we're treated to the act header pages, which is just this lovely orange background, but it's got Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter looking very princess-like. Like they just look like princesses.
I think Ray's looking quite Queen Beryl-esque as well.
She does kind of look Queen Beryl. She's giving them Queen Beryl vibes.
She's like, I like her style, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it's very like lingerie chic. We love it. And then on the next page is another color page of Usagi in a wedding dress, or what looks like a wedding dress, and of course Tuxedo Mask, because branding.
Looking like he's on his way out.
And then we flip over. Yeah, he looks like he's running out. He's like, "Hey, it's my 2 seconds into the panel. I gotta run." So then we start the official black and whites of the panels, and Luna says, "That's right, you will lead your team of 4, and together you will defeat the enemy. You will find the mystical silver crystal and the moon princess, and you will keep them safe." And we're treated to this lovely panel of Usagi looking back at the girls, and they're looking very supportive, smiling at Usagi, and they're like, "You can do it," kind of thing. That's the vibe I get from that panel.
Yeah.
And Usagi's thinking to herself, "Me, the leader of the 4 guardians?" And then Luna says, "That is the moon wand. It's your new magic item. It should help you in your battles against the enemy, but I'll teach you how to use it later." Once again, Luna not giving the full details up front.
Already into the chapter, spoiler alert, I've kind of had enough of Luna's shit in this.
Yeah, seriously.
And this was the start. This was the start of it. I feel
this
like
will be the first.
brewing.
Yeah, this will be the first time that Luna does this in this chapter, but not the last. So, of course, in true Usagi fashion, we have a recap monologue. And she says, the four of us together, Ami, the brains of the team, a girl genius with an IQ of 300, Sailor Mercury, Ray, the beautiful priestess who controls fire and sees the future and is a little scary when she's mad, Sailor Mars, Mako, the super strong big sister of the team who controls thunder and lightning and is actually a romantic at heart, Sailor Jupiter, and me, Sailor Moon. I'm supposed to be their leader as we fight the enemy and search for the princess and the mystical silver crystal. So that catches you up. If this is your first episode, I don't know why you dived in now, but that's your little recap.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Mamoru is having a dream.
Shirtless
and in
Mamoru.
it, shirtless Mamoru, yeah. And pour one out for the ladies. And we've got a woman with long hair who's chanting the mystical silver crystal. And he wakes up in a gasp. And he's shirtless, as you mentioned, and he says, or he's thinking to himself, that dream again. In my dream, someone is calling to me. She whispers to me, always the same phrase, the mystical silver crystal. And just when I'm about to see her face, I wake up every time. And then he actually says this out loud, 6 o'clock, because he's looking at his pocket watch, which looks like it's in the shape of a star. Super cute.
Yeah.
And then he says, a woman with long hair, but who is she? And then we get this panel, I just want to mention this, of shirtless Mamoru with a big ass water bottle, because that water bottle is the size of his entire torso.
Yeah.
And he's looking out on, out the window of his balcony. He's just like, who is she? But like, I don't know. I just love that panel of him. It looks really cool.
He's posing for sure.
Oh yeah. He's like, I know the ladies are looking at this. I got you, ladies. I got you.
That water bottle's got more abs than him, though.
It does. It's got little crinkles and crackles. So
no, he looks good. He looks good.
He does look good. So then we cut to Usagi the same morning, and she's like, I'm off to school. And then back inside, Luna's a winking, just wagging her tail into the kitchen. And Ikuko, Usagi's mom, says, oh, hello, little crescent baldy. Your first mistake, Ikuko. You already know this. Usagi already told you don't call her bald. But anyway, she says, this is rare. You're usually the first one up. Usagi already left for school.
What?
Usagi? Not late? Something's wrong. Something's wrong in the atmosphere. The energy ain't right. So, like all domestic cats, Luna says, it's time to read the newspaper. And she gasps while she reads it and let's just dissect this newspaper because there's a lot going on in this newspaper.
There is.
So we've got Man of Mystery, Tuxedo Mask over here on the side. And it says, confesses to crimes committed in search of lost treasure. So Tuxedo Mask has basically turned himself in. He's like, hey, guess what? I've been doing some shit.
Yeah.
And it's pretty illegal, just so you know.
Yeah.
And then the headline says, what is the mystical silver crystal? Worth hundreds of billions of yen. And then and then we have a picture of Tuxedo Mask on the front page. And then to the side, we have a picture of Sailor Moon and Sailor V, and it says, are these two case crackers linked to the silver crystal? The plot thickens. The plot is thickening, like a good soup on a cold day. So back at Juban Middle, we have Usagi popping up to her friends. She says hi to Ami and Mako, and they say good morning. And Mako says, I'm impressed you didn't oversleep. And Usagi says, yeah, I've been having these bad dreams lately. They wake me up. And they're like, oh, dreams? Really? And she's like, yeah, and it's this really weird dream too. And who should walk up at this exact moment but Mamoru, of course.
Of course.
And Usagi's like, it's him, Mamoru Chiba. So at least she remembers him from meeting him on the demon bus. So props to Usagi.
There's that little kind of flashback as well, image saying, I'll have you know I'm a high school student, where he's showing
exactly when he showed his identification card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, in true Mamoru fashion, he goes, yo, bun brain. Heh, I hope you're studying. That's just how I imagine he says it, because it comes off so like, I don't know, so bro-y and like condescending.
Yeah, definitely.
And Usagi is pissed in this panel with these little bow ties and carrots and bunnies. Do you see this? It's like
Yeah.
a background for whatever reason. And she's like, nobody asked you. And Mako's like, who's that? And she's like, I don't know, just some jerk I keep running into. And this fucking adorable picture of Mako winking. She
Yeah.
looks so fucking cute. Like, that's what I know that the manga is a little bit different from the anime as far as art style, but that picture of Mako looks straight out of the anime. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So Mako says, you're blushing. And then she calls Usagi a two-timer. And she says, what happened to Tuxedo Mask and the guy from the arcade? And Usagi's like, I
Mm.
don't like him.
I love Usaga's insistence. She's so
Yeah.
mad.
She's like, ugh, Mamoru, disgusting. And then Ami says, wow, he's wearing the Moto Azabu uniform. That's the super advanced prep school with an average standard test score of 90. He's really elite. And you know him? Wow, Usagi. Do you know his name?
I feel like Army should go to that school. She's
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
elite.
That's exactly what I thought. So I was like, she's like allegedly has an IQ of 300. She should be going to anything advanced.
Yeah.
But Ami says, well, no, I think I prefer. And then it shows this panel of Ami and Mako both thinking about Matoki. Sorry, ladies, he's locked up. He's in jail.
Sorry. He's yeah. We got
As
him
of the last
arrested.
episode, we locked him up in jail.
Yeah.
He's not available.
No.
Tell the Cheetah Girls that Matoki Furuhara is unavailable. So then Ami gasps, as usual. Yeah, there you go. And she says, anyway, have you seen the papers? We've got trouble.
Uh-oh.
And then we cut back to like just random scenes around, or no, this one random scene around the school. And it's just some randos talking. And they're like, did you read the news? Who is this Tuxedo Mask guy? Anyway, it said he was a master thief who's been breaking into jewelry stores every night to find the mystical silver crystal. Who cares about him? I want to know more about that crystal. It's supposed to be ridiculously valuable. And probably one of my favorite moments when I was reading it this morning, Luna's on the telephone. Not only is she on the telephone, but she's talking to a real person on the telephone because she says, what was that? So she's been talking to this person, and it's this guy from like I guess a newsroom, kind of. That's kind of what it looks like, a television studio, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's plugging his ear because there's a ruckus behind him, but he's on the phone with Luna, and he says, and you'll never believe it, Tuxedo Mask himself sent a statement to the press. He said this lost treasure, the mystical silver crystal, is here in Japan. The whole country is buzzing about Tuxedo Mask and the silver crystal.
Do you think he knows he's on the phone with a cat?
That's what I was going to say. Let's pause for a second. Let's pause for a second because Luna, I just can't get over her using this telephone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just adorable, but it's like, what?
It's reminding me of it's a shame it wasn't like a video call, because it reminds me of that thing that everybody is talking about, or they were about a week ago, with the lawyer going into
Oh my
Zoom.
God, I'm not a cat. Yes.
So yeah, Luna, I can just picture Luna being like, I'm not a cat. It's a filter.
Hey,
if he could
hi,
see
my
her.
name is Luna. I'm not a cat. I'm a human girl, and what's going on? So Luna's thinking to herself, Tuxedo Mask, what have you done? What are you thinking? This isn't a joke. Now maybe I can get some information.
Bit risky. Bit of a risky ploy.
She's very risky. And she's thinking, I'll do whatever it takes to get my hands on the mystical silver crystal. So then cut to, of course, our favorite kingdom, the Dark Kingdom.
Yeah.
And Zoisite and Kunzite are watching. Have we been formally introduced to Kunzite yet?
Yeah, we were.
I know we sort of.
I'm just quickly flipping back. We were in the last act, I'm sure.
But did they name him? Or am I just naming him?
They did. No, they did. Because didn't you say he goes by a different name?
Yeah, he goes by Nephrite. I mean, not Nephrite, Malachite.
Malachite, yeah.
Okay, so we know them.
We're old friends, we know.
Yeah, we're old friends. And so Kunzite says, Sailor Moon, Tuxedo Mask, and the humans all fighting over the mystical silver crystal. And then Beryl butts in and she's like, this is no laughing matter, Kunzite. The mystical silver crystal belongs to the Dark Kingdom, and we don't have anywhere near the amount of human energy we need to satisfy our supreme ruler.
Mm.
Zoisite steps in and says, Queen Beryl, I, Zoisite, your commander of Europe, will handle this. I will collect the energy we need and the silver crystal all at once.
Okay. Well, it's not worked out in the past, but good luck to you.
Yeah, let's see. Let's check the record. Jadeite was burned to ash.
Yeah.
Nephrite was electrocuted to death to
Yeah.
also ash. So y'all are 0 for 2. But you know what? You know what? I think you're right. Go ahead. You got it.
You got this.
So then we cut to some randos, and there's just a whole half of the panel almost of just random people talking. And it's the gossip. This is the gossip part.
Mm.
And someone says, Did you see this special on the mystical silver crystal? They say it's a lost treasure. Someone else
Mm.
says, And it's supposed to be so valuable they can't even attach a price to it. Where do you think it is? Another says, Maybe somebody has it in like a secret vault. And this last person says, I've got to watch tonight's special feature. So,
Mm.
Tuxedo Mask not only turned himself in, but he's turned the mystical silver crystal into like a televised phenomenon.
Yeah, it's a hot topic for sure.
So basically, he's turned it into a Tuxedo Mask telecast.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, just so you know, some shit's going down. I've been bad, but like, there's this valuable jewel. Like, get with it. So then we cut
Mm.
to the Crown Game Center, and Ami says, This is getting really out of hand. I can't help thinking the enemy is behind this, Luna. If we don't do something, the princess could be in danger. We have to put a stop to this and fast. And I love this panel of Luna. She looks so cute. She
She does.
says, I know. I just never expected this. I didn't want to think that Tuxedo Mask was our enemy, but. And Usagi is hurt by this. You can tell in that panel.
Yeah.
She's so upset that Luna could even fathom this. She
Mm.
says to herself, Tuxedo Mask, our enemy? No, it can't be true. And then Mako pops in, and I just love Mako
Yes.
so much. Her leaning on the
I
counter
know.
like this, she just looks so
Yeah.
cute, so badass.
She's
She's
just
that bitch.
adorable. Yeah.
And she says, So, Luna, we still don't know who the enemy is. Are we any closer to finding out or finding the princess? And take a shot every time Luna doesn't explain herself. Here we go. Buckle in, ladies. She says, Well, I'm investigating every lead I can find. I can't say that I don't have any clues, but if the enemy is, and then she thinks to herself, if it's who I think it is. And they're just like, huh? You stop talking, Luna. Speak the fuck up.
Yeah.
So Luna goes on her tangent and she's thinking, if that evil being has awakened and is trying to take over the earth again, dot, dot, dot. And the group's like, Earth to Luna? Like,
Luna,
huh?
for crying out loud, just tell us.
Right.
Sorry.
So, for one small sliver of a slip up of her personality, Luna's about to tell us something. She says, if she claims the enormous power of the mystical silver crystal, it can only lead to disaster. And Ray's like, she who? So, we're finally getting a little bit out of Luna. Not enough, but a little bit.
It's not enough. And I feel like I'm saying this time and time again, but I can't.
She just needs to share with the class. I've said it once and I'll say it threefold.
Yeah.
So then Usagi decides to outburst and she says, Luna, what do you mean disaster? They're even talking about the mystical silver crystal on TV. Is it really that big of a deal? And then then Luna presses a button, it would seem, on one of the game centers. I guess she just wants to play a little calming game.
Mm.
And she says, depending on how you use it, the mystical silver crystal has enough power to easily destroy a planet.
Yeah, no big deal.
And the girls are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I can just imagine me and our faces drawn in the back of that panel behind them, like, Luna, seriously.
Right, like, what the fuck? Like, so basically the silver crystal is like a Death Star.
Yes! It is a Death Star. Oh my goodness.
Silver crystal Death Star. Like, what the fuck?
Mm.
So then Ami says, what? And you want us to find this extraordinary weapon and guard it? And Luna's like, yes, the mystical silver crystal and the princess of the moon's royal bloodline. You will find them both. I promise you that. And you must protect them. You don't have a second to lose. Well, okay, so if time is
Yeah.
of the essence, Luna, maybe give us all of this up front.
How long have
That
they
would maybe
known each
save
other
time.
now? How long have they all known each other
Right.
now? They've
It's been
had
at least a couple months.
Yeah, and they've had, enough downtime to kind of go, "Oh,
Mhm.
by the way, guys, let me just give you a heads up on what's actually going on."
Exactly, exactly. Fucking Luna, man, I swear.
I'd be kicking her out the group at this stage. I'd be like,
Seriously.
"Shape up or flip out, young lady."
Exactly. Or whoever you are, you mooncat bitch.
Yeah, maybe you're the enemy.
Seriously.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, no, I love it. So then Luna says, I know this because it is your destiny. That is why I was sent here by the moon. I was sent to awaken you. Okay, Luna. Let's take another second. So you knew that you were sent by the moon, and yet this is the first time we're hearing about it.
Yeah. And she's saying, "I was here to awaken you," but all along she's been putting it on Usagi to awaken the other
To discover
guardians.
the Guardians.
So
Right,
which is
exactly.
it? Which is it, Luna?
Ugh, get it together, Luna. So then the group is like, the moon's royal bloodline? And Usagi says, you were sent here by the moon to awaken us? Luna, does that mean you came from the moon? And the princess, she's from a moon kingdom? And Luna just stares back at her. Like, she's just
I'm gonna
like,
get I'm gonna get seriously triggered by this next line.
yeah, here we go. You ready? Luna says, it would take too long to explain. Wait until you fully awakened, then you will know everything. Um, so here's where we hit the bullshit button,
Yeah.
right? So to quote Luna, let's go back
Mhm.
a page.
Yeah.
I was sent to awaken you. That's a direct quote, okay?
Yes.
I was sent to awaken you. And then in this panel, wait until you fully awakened. So you fucked up on the job because if you were sent here to awaken us and we're not yet awakened, whose fault
Yeah.
is that, bitch?
Yeah.
This is the episode where we're fed up with Luna. We're done.
I've had enough of this cat.
This darn cat. So Luna says, I will say, I do love this panel of Luna because she looks just like the anime Luna in that panel right there, where she says, I will keep trying to learn more about the enemy and about Tuxedo Mask. Bitch, you need to awaken us if that's what needs to happen. Like, what?
I know, right?
Fucking Luna, I swear to God.
I know. I've never wanted to strike a cat. I'm getting close.
I want to punt her like a football. That's what I want to do.
Like in
I want to field goal her ass. That's what I want
like
to
in
do.
that scene from Anchorman. He just punches.
Yes, like I want her
Yeah.
to meet the laces of my shoes real bad. So we're learning a little bit of the backstory, which is good.
Yeah.
So then Usagi's looking at the Sailor V game, and she's like, "Hey, that item that Sailor V is using, it looks like the wand Luna gave me, and it sure the fuck is. It's the moon wand that Sailor V is using in this game." And she's using it to
Mhm.
like shoot out moon energy. We'll just say that for the sake of balance. Moon
Yeah.
energy out. And Usagi says, it's so pretty. And then she's thinking, this Sailor V game is so mysterious. And then out loud, she says, wait, Sailor V is a guardian of justice too, right? Do you think she's one of us? Maybe she's a normal girl too. Look at Usagi putting the pieces together without the help of Luna, who doesn't want to
I
help
know.
anybody.
So proud. So proud.
Good job, Usagi. So then Ami says, I used to see her in the news a lot, but she hasn't appeared in public for a while now. Probably
That's
because there's a
true.
group of Sailor Guardians.
Yeah.
That's
She's
what I would assume.
taking a back seat.
Right. So then Usagi says, suddenly I'm really curious about this game and about Sailor V. Maybe it's because I've been so hooked on the game. And Luna just struts around again. Good point. The game aside, if you're that curious about her, Usagi, maybe I'll look into it. Oh, like how you've looked into awakening us? So are we just supposed to take your word for it?
Yeah.
Fucking bitch. Anyway, so then, so the word about the mystical silver crystal has hit town, and it's on all the newspapers. It's got its own special on TV now, and people are selling silver crystal
Mm.
amulets,
There's always
scamming
some
people.
arse, isn't there, taking complete advantage of the situation,
Yeah, seriously.
profiting.
From the poor unfortunate souls of the weak and wealthy.
Yeah. I'll buy it.
I'll take 20. So we cut to this special broadcast about this mystical silver crystal. It's called the Mystical Silver Crystal Special Report. And the talk show host says, "Let's talk about the mystical silver crystal. Everyone's hearing so much about it. What is it really?" To find out, we've invited an expert on the silver crystal, Professor Izano, to talk to us today. So, Professor Izano is
She's evil.
is a beautiful woman.
Yeah, but look, she's evil. You can tell.
And not only is she evil, spoiler alert, she's Zoisite. Zoisite decided to get up and drag today, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be a woman, and I'm gonna have this beautiful lipstick, and I'm gonna have a mini purse as an earring. I love it. I
I'm
absolutely love
squinting
it.
at it. I've got my reading glasses on, but I'm still squinting, and I'm thinking, is that a handbag hanging from his ear?
It literally is a mini purse hanging from his ear, and
Love.
I stand.
Mm.
So, Zoisite, as Professor Izano says, the mystical silver crystal has the power of ageless immortality. It is a crystal
Mm.
instilled with fearsome magical powers.
Mm.
And so basically, everyone in Juban is watching this broadcast, and we get a couple cuts to them, and someone says, "Ageless immortality," and another one says, "A beautiful crystal instilled with magical powers."
Mm.
And then people are gossiping about it. Did you see the expert on the mystical silver crystal, Professor Izano? Smoking hot, am I right? Calm down, it's a dude in drag, but that's fine. Whatever you're into, sis. We support everything.
We do.
Someone else
Oh,
says,
well.
"I'll have to watch tonight." Well, not everything. Not Matoki. We don't support Matoki. He's in jail.
Oh, yeah, he's in jail. And Luna's not included right now.
Yeah, Luna's going to cat jail, which I guess is an animal shelter.
Yeah.
So she better watch it. She's 2 steps away from getting heave-toed to the fucking animal shelter. So then someone else says, "Man, where is the mystical silver crystal?" And Luna says, "Usagi." She finds Usagi, and Usagi is watching the broadcast. And the talk show host says, "What do you think, Izano?" And Izano says, "It may be where we least expect it. We're going to need everyone's help to find it." So this is all a ploy to get mindless people
Yeah.
to look for the mystical silver crystal.
Mm.
So Luna says, "An expert on the mystical silver crystal? I find that highly unlikely." Yeah, bitch, because you know all the answers, but you don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to look dead at Luna and like give her the evil eye.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But she says, "Anyway, Usagi, you can't spend all your time in front of the TV." And we got Usagi with scratch marks over her eyes, which means she's under a spell, of course. And she's
Yeah.
ripping apart her room. It's not here or here. I can't find it anywhere. Where is it? Where is the mystical silver crystal? So all over town, people are getting possessed by
Yeah.
this broadcast. Zoisite has magically made this energy sucking broadcast to whoever tunes in, like searches for the mystical silver crystal.
They're in a frenzy
And in the newsroom, in the frenzied newsroom, someone says it's not in any museums, and excavating ruins is getting us nothing. It's not in the Imperial Palace either. Every lead is turning into a dead one. And then we get a full pan of Zoisite's outfit as Professor Izano. And I'm kind of here for it. It's very Dorothy Zbornak from Golden Girls chic.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of shawls, lots of moo-moos. It's
Yeah.
very Dorothy. And of course, the signature mini handbag earrings.
Yeah.
And Zoisite says, "I see. So it's nowhere to be found. Then there's no point in continuing the search. It must not be here. I suppose I have no more use for any of you." And Zoisite hits a button on like the broadcasting. And what it does is it sucks the energy out of everyone who's watching. And we get a couple panels demonstrating this. And one of the people who's getting drained says, "What's happening? It feels like all my energy is draining away." And then we got Zoisite monologuing, because what is Sailor Moon without a monster monologue?
Yeah.
And Zoisite's like, "Tuxedo Mask, or whatever your name is, I don't know who you are, but you've been very helpful. As for you, foolish humans, thank you for all your hard work. Now you can just waste away until you're nothing but skin and bones. You will offer up all of your energy to our supreme ruler." And this shocks Mamoru. We cut to Mamoru, and he's like, he feels a disturbance in the force, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the gasp. We love gasping on this podcast, and I love it. So then Mamoru is like, something's not right. The whole town stopped functioning. So he goes and looks out the window, and people are just like sprawled out on the street, passed out.
Yeah, they're
And he's like,
struggling.
what's happening? There's bodies littering the streets. And then Luna gasps so well.
I'm not doing a gasp for Luna.
I love how over Luna you are, and I stan it because I'm right there with you. So she's thinking, that's strange. School should be out by now. Why is everything so quiet? And of course, we cut to Juban Middle School, and people are passing out, being drained of their energy as well. And Luna takes it upon herself to jog all the way over to Juban, and she finds Ami, and she's like, Ami? And she's like grasping her head, and Ami says, I can barely hold myself up, and people are just shriveling up. They're dropping like flies. And Luna says, it can't be. Did the enemy do all of this? What could they have done? And I give props to Ami because she's struggling through it. She's still up on her feet.
Yeah.
And she says, where is Usagi? We have to find her and the others. I think Ray's school is, and it cuts away. And Luna says, Ami, let's go to the arcade first. And Ami's like, the arcade? Bitch, people are dropping like flies. Like, what do you mean? So, I think it's Ami. She says, this is terrible. There are people lying in the streets. What's causing this? Luna struts up to the Sailor V game, hits a button, and then some symbols pop up on the screen. And Ami's like, Luna? And the entire console of the video game shifts back to reveal a staircase.
Yeah.
And Ami's thinking, a basement. So they run in. And Ami is shocked as all fucking hell. And she says, Luna, what is this place? And it's a secret lair.
Which Luna knew about.
Which Luna knew about and didn't say shit about. So I'm just going to call this the moon lair because I like the way it sounds.
Oh, yeah.
So
like that.
This is the moon lair. And Luna says, well, if I wanted to investigate the enemy and everything else, I needed some tech. This computer is connected to the main system on the moon. So pause. And I'm spelling pause P-A-W-S because she's a cat. Pause. So not only do you have a secret moon layer, Miss Luna, if that's your real name, but it's connected back to the moon, as in the moon still has power.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of shit that Luna is keeping to her fucking self, and I'm over it.
Yeah.
Totally over it. So then,
although she does have the little mini headphones on, so
she does have the Madonna mic, but minus the mic. She just has her little headphones on, super cute. We'll give her that, but she's on thin fucking ice.
She is.
So then she's like, I can't believe I let this happen. I was so wrapped up in my investigation. Bitch, no, you weren't. You haven't done shit, but okay. All the energy is converging on one point. And Ami says, Luna, that's Tokyo Tower. So now, if you look in this panel, she does have the Madonna mic.
Oh, she does. That is a very cute picture.
Yeah, it is cute. She says, Usagi, Rei, Mako, come in. I can't get through. Something's jamming the signal. And Ami says, Tokyo Tower. Luna, maybe Tokyo Tower is a television broadcast tower. Do you think the enemy is using it to jam the signal? And then we cut back to the Dark Kingdom, of course. And Queen Beryl. Oh no, this isn't Queen Beryl, and this isn't the Dark Kingdom. I apologize. I got ahead of myself. This is Zoisite as Professor Izuno, and says Tokyo has no need for you brainless human scum. And then we cut to Queen Beryl.
Yes.
And she says the Dark Kingdom will rise up and cover the earth. There is no need for us to continue hiding under the surface. And then Ami's still panicking, and she says, I have to find Usagi and the others. Cut to Usagi feeling very weak and dainty.
Yeah.
Holding her head. She looks very distressed in this panel. And she's thinking to herself, I feel so lightheaded. I'm getting weaker. I bet the enemy is behind this. I have to save everyone. I can't believe I let them get to me. How could I be so stupid? And she passes out. She falls to the floor. The moon wand goes on the floor. It starts to glow. And who should happen to walk by? But of course, Mamoru.
Well, if there's an unconscious lady as well, then you know that there's a man. There's a man.
Wherever there's an unconscious girl ready to be kissed, I will be there. The Mamoru Chiba tagline. Damn it. So he gasps. And he runs over to Usagi, scoops her up in his arms. And Usagi, even though she's passed out, she's thinking, oh, what's happening? I feel warm. My energy is coming back. And then he's like, lightly pushing against her face. And he's like, hey, snap out of it. And she wakes up and he's instantly transformed.
Yeah.
I skipped a couple pages when I read this earlier to see if he's like stays transformed, and he does. So in the time that it
Yeah.
took her to wake up, he transformed into Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
And she's like, Tuxedo Mask? And she says, why are you here? And she's thinking, I don't believe it. Am I dreaming? And he says, this is all my fault. I didn't think things through. And
No,
she's
you
like,
didn't.
you didn't think things through either when you kissed her when she was unconscious at a party and she had drank a little bit of wine, but whatever.
Yeah.
And so she's like, Tuxedo Mask? So everything that's happening, you did this? What are you? And he says, no, it's not like that. It's not what you think. I didn't mean for this to happen. I need to find the mystical silver crystal, but I don't know the first thing about it. So all he knows is he needs the silver crystal, but he doesn't even know why he needs it or what he needs it for. Very peculiar.
That is peculiar.
So Usagi says, oh no, he says, I don't have the power that you have. I need you to transform. I need Sailor Moon. There's nothing I can do. I can't fix this. And she's shattered by this because she's like, you know that I'm Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, he found your handkerchief that said Usagi. Of course he knows. And so he says,
Plus
you are the only...
You look just like her.
Huh?
Plus you look just like her.
Yeah, she's a spinning image, of course. Same hairstyle, same frame. She's 4'11" with the dongos. Who else could it be? And he says, you are the only one who can save us all. And she's looking into his eyes and she thinks, the deep color of those eyes, like I could fall right into them. I've seen those eyes before. Eyes that know everything. And then she reaches for her brooch.
Not everything about the crystal.
Right, exactly. And she grabs for her brooch and she says, I don't have time to question myself. Moon prism power, make up. And just to note, she still has her little mask because I will say it until it disappears because it will disappear eventually. So she's transformed into Sailor Moon, and we cut back to Ami, and she's calling for Luna, and she says, I found Ray and Mako. And back at the moon layer, Luna says, good, then go to the TV station and catch those bad guys. Transform, girls. And then Luna says, as for Usagi, if I know her, she'll be fine. I'm glad you have all this confidence in her all the damn sudden. Thanks, Luna, but whatever. So then, transformed as Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, and Sailor Jupiter, the girls pop into Zoisite and they say, there you are, put everything back to normal now, bitch. And Zoisite's like, grrr. And then Zoisite disappears. Zoisite's like, I'm over this, bye, and disappears. And they're like, hey, he got away. And then Jupiter's like, then how do we revive everyone? And they're all thinking, Sailor Moon. They need Sailor Moon to do it, of course.
Yeah.
So then back to where Sailor Moon is, she's thinking to herself, she's flabbergasted, of course, as usual. And she says, what do I do? Is everybody still alive? Everyone in town is unconscious and I'm supposed to save them? How? And then she's thinking back to Luna, who said, you must be their leader. And she's thinking, it's not like I can conjure mist or flames or storms like Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter. I don't have any power. I'm just a useless coward. Everybody needs me and there's nothing I can do. Yeah, it's so sad. It's like, damn, Usagi, look at how many Yuma you've killed. How many Yoma you've killed. You've done great things.
Decapitated somebody.
That's right. Yeah, and you got rid of that ugly jacket.
Ugly ass jacket. That was absolutely
disgusting.
Eviscerated, yeah.
You've saved the fashion world, Usagi. So then she's like, I can't do anything without Luna. First of all, fuck Luna.
Yeah.
And she's like, help me, Luna. What do I do? And she's starting to get a little emotional. And Tuxedo Mask pops back in and he whisks her into his arms a little bit. And he says, pull yourself together, Sailor Moon. You can do this. And then there's a mystical glow and the moon wand appears. And she's like, it's the moon wand. It appeared out of nowhere. And then she thinks back to the Sailor V game about when Sailor V had the moon wand. And she's like, is that I'm supposed to use this moon wand? I feel light and power flowing into me as she grabs it. And she's like, maybe I can do this. Good for you, Usagi.
Good for you.
Believe in yourself. So then she's like, please, please. And then she waves the moon wand and she says, bring everyone back to life. And it works. Slowly but surely over town, people start to wake up. We get 2 panels of people getting up off the ground and they're like, what the hell is going on? But in doing this, Usagi's energy is spent and she collapses again. But Mamoru is there to catch her, don't worry, because wherever there's an unconscious girl, Mamoru Chiba's there. And he's like, Sailor Moon. And she says, I'm just so sleepy, I can't stay awake. And she passes out again. And then we cut to another short little panel of people are waking up. So it did work.
It worked, yeah.
And Tuxedo Mask says, I guess she overdid it. Heh. And he's like, well done, Sailor Moon, as he caresses her unconscious face, you know.
He's looking very predatory in that
Just a little
panel.
bit. He got his tips from Matoki. He visited him in jail and was like, "Oh, that's how I do it. Got it. Let me take notes." So he scoops Sailor Moon into his arms, but as he does, his like star pocket watch falls, I guess, into Sailor Moon's lap.
Yeah.
So even though Usagi's unconscious, she starts to feel things. And she says, oh, I feel like a weight's been lifted. Warm hands that are bringing me back to life. I can feel my strength coming back. I know these hands. I know them from long, long ago. And so she wakes up, still transformed as Sailor Moon, and she's in a bed. And she's thinking to herself, where am I? I feel like I was dreaming. It was the same dream again, a voice calling to me, a man's voice. Who is he? So, just to note, she's having mysterious dreams about a man talking to her, and
Yeah.
Mamoru's having mysterious dreams about a woman talking to him. I wonder if they're connected.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and
Yeah, I think 2 plus 2 does equal 4.
yeah.
So she lifts up the covers and she sees the pocket watch and it's sparkling. And she's like, a pocket watch showing the phases of the moon. It's broken. Whose is it? Could it be Tuxedo Mask's? So she de-transforms back into Usagi, back into her schoolgirl outfit. She's like, oh yeah, I transformed right in front of him. He's not my enemy. He can't be. He's always rescuing me. It's like he knows everything about me. But why? I want to know. Why are you always helping me? Who are you? And then the door to the bedroom opens that she's in. And we hear, you're awake. And Usagi comes face to face with Mamoru. So, and that's how we end this act. But basically, this ends with Tuxedo Mask saved her, but she ends up in Mamoru's apartment. So, if she can connect the dots, she can find out that Mamoru is Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended. As usual, Marcella, what was your favorite part?
Well, I just have to do a little segue before that, though, and just to let you know, and I just thought it was quite interesting, or maybe not interesting, but you know, the standard edition actually ends with this chapter.
Oh, like there's not another chapter in the volume.
Yeah, in the standard edition.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I know. So,
and in the Eternal edition, we have one more.
Yeah, we've got Act 7. But yeah, this is how the standard edition ends with that.
Well, that's a great way to end it, honestly. Like it's a good cliffhanger. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
interesting.
My favorite parts. Do you know, not one part is particularly standing out to me, but I don't say that in a bad way because I thoroughly enjoyed this act. I thought it was
me
great.
too. It was a different sort of pace for the past couple of chapters.
I just found it. Yeah, and I think even though the previous chapters, you know, I loved for specific reasons, I just really enjoy this act just as a whole.
Yeah, it was a really good act.
I'd love to say we did learn a lot, didn't we? No thanks to
fucking Luna.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think just that's a cop-out saying the whole thing though, isn't it, really?
No, you can say the whole thing. I think that's fine.
Genuinely, it is the whole thing. And then just a little shout out to Mako, because those 2 little panels that we discussed, the one with her winking, calling Usagi a 2-timer. And then I just love that picture of her leaning against the counter. She's just
such a boss ass bitch.
I know, I love her. And then, as much as I hate to say it, I do like Luna's little Madonna mic headset.
Yeah, I love the Madonna mic
headset
and her talking on the telephone with a human.
Oh yes. Yes. But I think there were more things that annoyed me with it. Basically, anything with Luna in it, basically, and her ongoing bullshit. But
her ongoing bullshit.
But again, don't take that to mean that I didn't even enjoy those bits, because
of course,
I think it's great.
Yeah,
love this
for sure.
Love this act very much.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. What about you? I already know.
Let's see.
I can guess one part.
Well, one of my favorite parts is Zoisite's fashion as Professor Izuno. Yeah. The mini handbag earrings are a fucking look, bitch. Like, they are fucking cute. I know do you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, Marcella?
No, but I
Okay,
feel like I'm
so
missing out.
you are, but there's even a UK one going on, season 2 of the UK
Oh,
version.
is there? Maybe I should get into it then.
You got to get into it.
Seems like it'd
Season
be
1
my
of the
kind of
UK
thing.
season was really, really good. I haven't seen season 2 yet, but anyway, the current US season is season 13. They should have Taylor Swift
Okay.
on it, but whatever. There's a queen on there who, like, a couple times she's walked the runway, she's had these mini little handbags that look just like these earrings, and they're that size too,
Nice.
like half the size of your hand, and they're like super super tiny, and she's walked down the runway with them, and that's what it reminds me
Nice.
of. They're those exact little mini handbags that Zoisite wore as earrings, and just the
Yeah.
fact that Zoisite dress up in drag, like, I love it. I
Yeah.
love that there's these men that don't give a fuck about gender norms, and
Oh,
Zoisite was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna dress up in drag, and I'm gonna be a fierce woman, and people are gonna want to fuck me.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Definitely.
But my overall favorite part is Usagi believing in herself, because we
Yeah.
finally get the sense, like, she's got the moon wand now. She's starting to understand that something's going on. She knows, Tuxedo Mask, because she just found out he's Mamoru, but she knows that
Yeah.
Tuxedo Mask is someone that she knows from before this.
Yeah.
And I love that chapter, or that moment where she was like, I can't do this. Everyone's counting on me. And then he
Oh,
reminds her, like, no, you are that bitch. And she's
yeah.
like, you know what? I can do this. I love seeing Usagi's character development throughout the entire Sailor Moon manga. But, like, this is where it,
Yeah.
like, starts to shift.
Mm.
And I love to see it. I love to see it. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her.
Oh, I know. Me too.
But yeah, what a delicious act. It really was good. And I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. It was weird in the sense that, like, stuff did happen, but it was such an abnormal act
Mm.
in its structure, but it was still really, really good.
Just so good. Yeah.
So next time we will be reading Act 7, which is titled, you guessed it, Mamoru Chiba, Tuxedo Mask. But if you want to follow me on the internet, you can find me at JustinGray22 across Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube.
And you can catch us on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod.
And you can email us if you would like to talk about your favorite podcast episode, your favorite chapter of the manga, your favorite anime episode, your favorite Guardian. We don't care. We just want to hear from y'all.
We
And
do.
you can email us at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
Yes.
And I think that's all we got. So, in the name of the moon,
We'll be back soon.
bye, guys.
Bye. Drinking tea, ready to spill the tea.
Yes, drinking tea, ready to spill the tea. Drinking wine, ready to feel fine.
Sounds good.
Quiet on set energy. Howard, run the tape. Thank you. Okay, ready?
Thank you, Howard.